Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Adam Mohammed Osman and welcome to Somaliland National Television News English. Here to bring you the latest news. Let's start with these stories making the headlines. Minister of Water Resources attends World Opening event by Islamic NGO. Director General of Sports, Youth and Tourism discusses ministerial affairs. China and Taiwan embark on the highest level talks in recent years. The Somaliland Minister of Water Resources, Hussein Ahmed Abdallah, attended the opening ceremony of 5 new boreholes which were opened by an Islamic NGO in the western regions of Somaliland. The Somaliland Minister of Water Resources, Hussein Ahmed Abdallah, attended community handover ceremonies for 5 new boreholes being implemented throughout the nation. Islamic Relief International Organization handed over the 5 new boreholes to the Somaliland Minister. The Somaliland Minister of Water Resources, speaking at the event, thanked Islamic Relief International Organization for their efforts and appreciated the great role they played throughout the different regions of Somaliland. The minister also promised the residents of the different regions that the ministry will accomplish every developmental program that they currently have under process. Mr. Idris Aden spoke on the behalf of Somaliland Drilling National Organization and thanked the residents of the various regions of Somaliland for being cooperative and mentioned that this is the beginning of such developmental programs. The event had various state, regional and district leaders present who all provided their input and their thanks to the Islamic Relief International Organization for their generous donation. The Director General of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Tourism, Mohammed Hussein Dabeye, discussed the developmental initiatives currently underway by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Tourism. The Director General of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Tourism, Mohammed Hussein Dabeye, provided greater insights into the important role his ministry will have in regards to the development of young people across the nation, especially due to high illegal migration rates. Mohammed Hussein Dabeye discussed vital areas such as employment creation, recreation and education as areas the ministry is required to tackle with the assistance of international humanitarian organizations. The Director General ensured that a message got across to the young people of Somaliland not to become tools of interest groups who have their own political agendas and would like to use youth to create instability. A local humanitarian organization called Hanaqad held an informative meeting with the Somaliland private sector regarding the dangers of youth, illegal migration, use of illicit drugs and other social issues. The Hanaqad organization discussed developmental plans for youth to the Somaliland private sector. The reason for such plans is to fight against the use of illegal drugs, illegal migration and other social issues. The chairman of the Hanaqad organization, Maulid Umar Mother, spoke at the start of the ceremony and explained the background on the formation of the organization and their present activities. The representatives of the various private sector enterprises who took part in the meeting accepted their role to support such projects and added that they will provide all they can towards ensuring that our youth are not swayed by the dangers presented by the chairman and the Hanaqad organization. You're still tuned into the English news program on Somaliland National Television, the only Somali-speaking channel within English news program. And now for our international headlines in detail. Tens of thousands of Iranians have taken to the streets to celebrate the 35th anniversary of the Islamic Revolution in Tehran. Rallies have been taking place across the country. It is the culmination of 10 days of festivities marking the return from exile of the Islamic Republic's late founder, Ayatollah Khamenei. In an address broadcast by state television, Iran's President Hassan Rouhani said the country's new approach to the outside world will remain unchanged, as would its atomic energy ambitions. Government policy in the field of foreign affairs is moderate. That means no surrender, no compromise, no opposition and no reaction, he said. Iran is continuously progressing towards having peaceful nuclear technology. Rouhani also congratulated the military for successfully firing 2 new domestically made ballistic missiles. But Iran says it has no intention of discussing its missile program when talks resume with world powers next week over its disputed nuclear activities. A video obtained by the Washington Post shows the moment when the US captured one of its most wanted suspects. It took less than a minute. The security camera footage is said to show Abu Anas al-Libi being grabbed from a car outside his house, thrown into a white van and driven away last October. The alleged senior al-Qaeda militant is now awaiting trial in New York. He has denied involvement in the deadly bombings of US embassies in Kenya and Tanzania in 1998. Some 224 people were killed in the blasts. Following his abduction, al-Libi was initially kept on board a US Navy ship in the Mediterranean Sea for questioning. He was later taken to the United States to face charges when his health began deteriorating. China and Taiwan have embarked on the highest level talks since 1949 and the end of the Civil War. For the first time, a formal meeting is being held between government officials, symbolizing smoother relations between the once bitter rivals. Sensitive political issues are, however, unlikely to be broached at the talks on the mainland. Sensitive political issues are, however, unlikely to be broached at the talks on the mainland. Taiwan is still regarded as a rebel province by China's ruling Communist Party, which has never ruled out reunification by force. So far, booming trade has not brought progress on political reconciliation, and many on self-governing Taiwan still fear China's designs on their island. And that's all the news we have for you today. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.